Welcome back to another show of STRIVECast.
Yep, you do.
Jeff, what episode are we at?
There you go.
Season 4, episode 6.
Woo! There we go.
Season 4,
Okay.
episode 6. That's right, Susie. There we go. All right. Why don't we introduce ourselves?
NPT for life.
NPT for life. All right. He's in the house. Who else is here?
I'm here.
Susie's here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, yes. Susie Courier in the house.
All right. Everybody's in the house. All right.
In my room.
Okay. In the room of our house. All right. Hey, Jeff, how about you? Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jeff.
All right. Jeff is here and
There you
ready
go.
to roll. How about our sound and video engineer extraordinaire?
Hi, I'm Ryan, the sound and video engineer.
Okay. Ladies, Whit,
Wait.
Whitney.
Alex,
Alex.
and I'm Pete. So welcome to another STRIVEcast. Right, Noel?
Oh, yes. Being it on.
Bring it on. What are we going to do today, guys?
Talk.
Well, that's good. What are we going to talk about?
And dance move.
Some dance moves. All right. A big question probably from Jeff. Okay. Any other exciting news to share? So why don't we keep going and get the show started? What do you think?
So, who are we talking to today on the STRIVEcast?
Ethan.
That's right.
Ethan
Mhm.
Happy.
Yeah,
Where's
from
Ethan
where?
from?
From Portland.
That's right.
The Portland region. Now, my stepmom, Janet, used to work for them.
Oh,
Yes.
very cool. Portland Parks and Rec. So,
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
excited to learn a little bit more about Portland Parks and Rec. And then what else we have today?
My dance move.
Dance Move Tuesday.
Yeah, and Susie's segment and Jeff's segment.
There we go. Why don't we do it then?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, Jeff, you want to take us a break?
We'll be right back. Welcome to the STRIVEcast. Can you tell us about Portland Public Parks?
You bet. Well, good to be here. I'm Ethan Hipple. I'm the director of the Parks, Recreation, and Facilities Department. And yeah, our park system, we've got a great park system. I think it's a world-class park system here. And I just am lucky enough to get to work on it and in it, but I didn't create it. That's generations of people and going back hundreds of years really that created the park system in Portland. It all started around the 1900s, actually, 1905. The mayor at the time, Mayor Baxter, a lot of things named after Baxter in Portland, commissioned there were some spaces in Portland that people used like parks. They were open, they hadn't been developed yet. There were no houses on them, but they weren't official parks or protected. They could have been built up at any point. And Mayor Baxter said, hey, we should permanently protect these places so that 100 years from now or 200 years from now, they're still parks. And so he drew up a plan to create our park system in 1905. And we have those maps here in our office of the original design of the system for Portland's parks. Yeah, it was very cool. And it was actually drawn up. The people who made the plan were the same folks who did Central Park in New York City and the Emerald Necklace in Boston. So even though we're a small city, we had a big landscape architecture firm working on that. And then so they created the park plan and created the Eastern Prom and the Western Prom and Deering Oaks and a lot of the places that are still here today, Back Cove Park. So we started with 5 or 6 parks and we're up to 67 parks now and growing. We just added the 67th park last year. Yeah, we're always growing and working to improve the parks and make them more interesting. So
Wow.
All right. And
What is your favorite part of your job?
I think the favorite part of my job is when we open up a new facility for people to use. Those days, we'll sometimes have a ceremony or something where we're opening up a new playground or a new basketball court or things like that. And we'll invite people from the community to take part, and we'll have, lemonade and cookies and music and some people speaking. But the reason I love those days and why it's the favorite part of my job is because, if you back up like 2 years before that day when we opened it up, there's so much work that our department does to make those things happen. So I've got, project managers who are, designing, say, new playgrounds. They design the playground and have to work with our finance department to get it out to bid. And then we have to get the money from city council and testify why it's an important project and kind of defend the project. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. And then we have to hire contractors to do the work. And, there's always, issues and problems that come up with any construction projects, things like playgrounds and basketball courts and athletic fields. There's always delays, or they can't get the right parts or pieces, or there might be a neighbor who doesn't want that improvement to happen. And so we have to, work on that and do some public relations. And, so there's all these obstacles to getting something done that's positive for the community. So when we finally get it done, and it's the day of the opening, and we have a new playground, and kids show up and they're running around and having fun, and you can hear them literally squealing with laughter and having fun. That's what makes it all worth it, is hearing those sounds. And so those are my favorite days on my job. So
that sounds like a good one.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Jeff, we've got you off mute, so you're up. How about 2 in a row from you?
Which one, Pete?
Your first one first.
Okay, Pete. What is your average day look for you?
What's the average day look like?
Yeah, average day. That's a good question. It's hard to think of an average day. Every day is, that's one of the things I love about my job. It's different every day. Like right now I'm in my office. We're located out on Canco Road near Canco Woods. It's like a beautiful open space in Portland. So even though I work for the city, not all of us work at City Hall because there's just not enough room there. So I'm in my office right now, but I'd say almost half of every day I'm not in my office, and I'm out visiting one of our sites. We run the community centers at the schools. So at Talbot School and East End School and Reiki, we have community centers there and before and after school programs that our department runs. So I like to visit those spots. We run 3 pools around the city, the Kiwanis pool and Reiki pool and the pool at Talbot School. I'm out looking at all those projects that I was talking about, with our project managers, whether we're, planting trees or putting in new playgrounds or, doing different things in our parks. I like to get out and look at things because you can't see it all from your office or through a computer. You got to get out and actually see it and meet with the people who are doing the work and the neighbors and all that. So I like to get out and do that. I have a lot of meetings I have to go to. We have a lot of groups that help us in the parks. So people who say live in a neighborhood and they have a neighborhood park and they want to help raise money for the park or do a project there. And so I spend a lot of time working with all those groups and, kind of coordinating with them. We want help, but it takes work on our part to have people help us. So I spend a lot of time doing that. And, I've got to answer some emails. A lot of people write to me every day. So I got to do that about different things in the parks. And then sometimes, so, that I'd say about half and half during the day, I'm out and about or in my office. And then sometimes at night, like a couple times a week, I have meetings at night. Those used to be in person, so they'd usually be at City Hall or else at different community centers, meeting with the city council or the Parks Commission or the Land Bank. And so, once or twice a week, I have a meeting at night. So now I do that over my computer. So I can be at home at least and sit in my dining room table and do that. But I guess that's a typical day. I get to go around every single corner of the city, which is what I love. From Riverton neighborhood to the West End to the islands. We have parks and facilities that we have out on Cliff Island and Peaks Island. And so there's some really, and Four Gorges, which is, has anybody ever seen Four Gorges in Casco Bay? Okay, so if you haven't been there, we should work on a field trip, to get Strive out to Four Gorges, because it's an amazing place. It's a fort out in the middle of the Casco Bay, and it built in the 1860s, and it has never been used. It's abandoned, but it's a city park, so it's one of our parks, and so we're working on making it safer and more easier for people to visit it. So I get to go places like that, and that's really fun. So
Very cool. Jeff, why don't you go again?
What is the hardest part of your job?
Hardest part of my job. I guess the hardest part of our job, so I'm a public employee. So I actually work for you and people of Portland, or, the residents of Portland, the city of Portland. You guys are you all in South Portland, or where are you?
Portland.
Portland.
So if you live in Portland, I work for you and everybody else in Portland. And so my job as the director of Parks and Rec, sometimes people have different ideas of the best use of a park. And I'll just give you an example. Who's been to Baxter Woods? Has anyone ever been to Baxter Woods?
I have.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite parks. I love that place. I actually walk through there almost every day because I like to walk to work, and so I walk through Baxter Woods on my way to work. And a couple of years ago, we had a lot of complaints around Baxter Woods. Some people would write in because they like to walk their dogs there. There's a lot of dog walkers, but people without dogs would sometimes write in and say it's too many dogs, and what are you going to do about it? And my child got knocked over by a dog or something like that. And then other people write in to us and say, hey, we want to have more dogs or more off-leash dogs in this park. And so our job as staff, because we work for all those people, is trying to balance, okay, who, are we going to just let one group have their way, or this other group, or do we try to find a way, compromise that, hopefully satisfies everybody or makes everybody a little bit happy at least. And sometimes I'd say that's the hardest part, because we're trying to balance things. And sometimes people get very emotional about it. And, if we make a rule about, okay, you can't have your dogs on leash during these times, that infringes on their way of life a little bit, and, kind of maybe what they're used to. And so they get upset about it. And even though it might not be a big deal to other people, some people get upset with that. So I'd say that's the hardest part of the job, is balancing the different needs, because everybody loves the parks. At the end of the day, all those people who are writing to us, they love the park, and they've got their own use they want to have there. And our job is just try to balance it so it's, safe and nice for everybody to visit the park. So, yeah, but I like the challenge of it. I'm up for it.
Me too. Oh, Ethan.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mom and me and staff and Gil, staff and Gil, they are living in Portland also, but they come here for yesterday. They came here yesterday. We walked at the pond at the park that I used to go all the time. That's the
With a pond, you said?
by the pond. We live actually near the pond.
Is that the one in Deering Oaks Park?
No,
Somewhere else?
of Stevens Avenue.
Oh, Evergreen Cemetery? Is it in the cemetery?
No,
No? Trying to think
the
about.
hill.
Okay, yeah, we have some ponds at the bottom of the hill in the cemetery, but maybe it's not there, back behind the
No.
cemetery. Or what about Capissic Pond?
That's Kapisic, I bet, is it?
Capissic Pond. Yes,
All
we
right,
are walking there yesterday
cool.
with my friend, and now we did the loop and we measures it.
Hey. Well, Susie, you
Excellent.
do that a lot. I think you go down to that pond and that trail quite a bit. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, that's great to hear you're going there. I love that park. It's one of my favorite parks. I live pretty close to there too. And I go ice skating there all the time in the winter.
Wow.
Just have to be careful. We don't maintain the ice there. So it's just natural conditions. But
Right.
yeah, I love that place.
Me too.
Noel, back to you.
What is something the park development is looking forward to?
Let's see. I think so one of the things we're looking forward to is we have a lot of projects.
I am.
We have a lot of projects in the works. I mentioned, before, we're doing a lot of playground replacements and things like that, new trails. Actually, Susie at Capissic Pond Park, we're looking forward to a new trail that'll bring you on a complete loop around the trail or around the pond. So
Wow.
go around both sides of the pond. The city actually owns the land around the edge of the pond completely, but we just haven't built a trail on half of it. So that'll be a fun thing in the next few years. But I think
Yes.
the biggest project that our department's looking forward to is helping create a waterfront park. So this is down along the waterfront near Ocean Gateway, like that big glass building where the cruise
Oh
ships.
yeah. Yes.
Have you guys seen that when the big cruise ships come into town?
Yep.
And there's a huge parking lot right on the water in front of that building. It's called the queuing lanes because cars used to queue up to get onto the ferry there that went to Nova Scotia. And so those.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just a big parking lot now, and it's got the most beautiful views of Casco Bay, and it's right up against the water. And we've got plans to turn that into a park, to rip up the pavement, add grass,
Wow.
add paths, add benches, and have an area for food trucks and all kinds of great stuff. And so instead of a big parking lot, there'll be a big park that people can go visit. So that's something I'm very excited about. I think it's going to completely change the experience of being down there and give people a fun place to go and get ice cream and just hang out.
I love ice cream.
Who doesn't? Me too.
Susie.
All right, I'm signing you up on our committee to help with this park. I need that enthusiasm.
Great.
Ready to get ready for the lightning round, Pete?
Almost.
Hold
Jeff's
on.
got one more, right?
Mhm.
Jeff? Wanna do your last one? Jeff?
What?
You have
Your
one last question.
What is one thing you wish everyone would know about something?
What's it? Say that again. One thing I wished everybody knew.
Yeah.
Okay. I I think something I wish, we try to really get the word out about all the things we're doing as a department, so people can sign up for programs, because we run a lot of programs too. So kids can do basketball or soccer or futsal or, and we have adult programs too for senior adults, like older adults, to go on trips together. But the one thing that I wish people knew, especially if they're new to Portland, is that how many parks we have and how close they might live to a park. So our goal as a city is we're trying to get every single person who lives in Portland within a 10-minute walk of a park or a trail. So you should be able to walk out of your front door and within 10 minutes come to a park or a trail and be able to enjoy it. And right now we've got about 89% of the city, of everybody who lives in Portland, you can do that. But there's 11% of people who can't do that. They've got to either drive to a park or they've got to walk a really long way to get there. So we're actually working on creating new parks in neighborhoods that don't have a lot of parks, so that people can do that. But a lot of people live close to parks and they don't know that they do, because they might just think it's, that's just some woods over there or something. But if they look closer, they notice there's some trails in it and they can go on a walk, either by themselves or with their dogs or whatever. And so we have some really great maps on our website. It's called a Park Finder, and you can look up where you live and it'll pop up all the parks that are nearby. And during the pandemic, COVID-19, when everybody was stuck at home and all they could do was, they really couldn't go to anywhere, fun indoors. So people were doing a lot of outdoor stuff. So a lot of people discovered their local park, or I even did. I'm the Parks and Rec director, and I discovered parks that were near my house that I hadn't explored before. So I just hope people check that out and get to know their neighborhood, because it's a great system. So
Very cool. Something for everybody, that's for sure.
Yep.
All right, Noel, you said it. It's time for the lightning round.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. And,
Booger up, Ethan.
all right, Susie, go ahead. You go first for the lightning round.
Okay, cat or dog?
Cats. I got a cat named Wikey.
Winky, cute. And I have a cat also.
Oh, you do? What's your
Yes, I
cat's
do.
name?
Her name is Rosie.
Rosie? Nice.
Yep.
Noel, you're up.
Okay. What is your favorite kind of a garden?
Ooh, my favorite kind of garden. I love tomatoes. So I think it's a garden that grows tomatoes and basil, and then I can
There you
make homemade spaghetti sauce.
Nice.
There you go.
Jeff, Susie,
I'm
lightning round.
getting distracted.
That's right. Susie.
Well, yeah, sorry. All right. What kind of will it be? A dolphin or a shark?
Dolphin or shark?
A dolphin for sure. Well, first, because they don't eat people, but
True.
or attack them. But I love to surf. I go surfing at the beach a lot on my own time, and so I've seen dolphins out in the waves, and they love to surf too. So, yeah.
Noel?
Oh, okay. What's your typical kind of day?
I think we already asked that.
Yeah, lightning round, Noel.
It's lightning round, Molly.
Thank you, Susie.
Yeah.
How about
One of
cold
your this or
coffee?
that questions.
Cold coffee or hot coffee?
There you go.
Oh, hot coffee. If you work with me, I've always got a cup of coffee next to me. Right there.
All right. And Ryan, how about you do the last one, our famous lightning round question?
Tell us your best joke.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a quick one. You ready?
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's
Who's
there?
there?
Interrupting cow.
You
Turkey
better
Kill.
tell who.
This,
Ooh, I
yeah,
get it.
That was a good one.
this one.
Hey, short and sweet.
No, that's good. That's good. It's much better than some that we've heard. So,
Or here's one for you.
I want to hear a joke. Yeah.
okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Whitney.
Whitney, who?
Whitney the short version of me.
Not understand that.
Wait, say it again.
I think
I think this is
said
original.
short version
Short version.
of wit.
Short version of me.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. Wow. Well, thank you very much, Ethan, for joining us today. We've been a little all over the map, but we appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us.
Hey,
And if people would like to learn more, they can go to the city's website.
yes, go to our website. Just look up Portland, Maine Parks. You do have to look up Portland, Maine, because people get us confused with the other Portland.
Mhm.
You know, we're the original Portland. But yeah, and we also, if people have Instagram or Facebook, we have a pretty fun Instagram account, and one of the cool things on there is our we have a
We
crew
are
of
almost done.
folks who take care of our playgrounds, and they do little videos about what it's like to take care of playgrounds and parks, and so those are pretty fun to watch. So check that
Awesome.
out.
Yeah, and Ryan can probably put it right up on the screen here when we publish this. So he'll put the Instagram address right up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. This is really fun. This is
All right.
this is definitely the best part of my day, was talking to all of you. So
Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Jeff,
All
do you want
right.
to take us to break?
Yes, Pete.
Go for it.
We'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Favorite Subaru.
Yeah, our good friends at Patriot Subaru. We're excited to announce that we've been selected as their recipient of the Share the Love campaign this year. So starting next Thursday and running all the way until January, anybody that buys or leases a car at Patriot Subaru, Route 1 in Saco, $250 from that sale will go right back to Strive. So we really encourage you, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, looking for a Subaru, to check out our friends at Patriot Subaru in Saco. We're really appreciative of our long-term partnership with them. And thank you, Patriot Subaru.
Thank you.
Thank you, Subaru.
All right. And Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
We're back. It's time for
Susie, can you?
Here we go with Susie's Cues.
Susie kids, I mean, we went Susie kids. Bah!
Whoa. You know, I was wondering, sometimes people listen to the podcasts like on like double speed or like time and a half speed. I wonder what we sound like when. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Susie.
Before we get started, should I do a score recap?
Of course, there.
Okay. In 5th place for Susie's Cues is Susie Q herself with 8 points.
Yes! Oh yeah!
In
Oh
4th place, we have Jeff with 10 points. Double digits. We have a tie for 3rd place with 12 points, NPT and PB.
Mhm.
In 2nd place with 15 points, we have Alex.
Oh,
Top dog here right now is Ryan Taylor, sound and video engineer, with 16.
Wow, whooping us all.
yeah!
All
Okay.
right, Susie.
Let's do this. Today is about Maine Islands,
Ooh.
true or false? The islands in Chicago Bay are called the Calendar Islands because they are 365 of them. Is that true or false?
So true or false? The islands in Casco Bay are called the Calendar Islands because there are 365 of them. So
Okay.
we are going to start, we're going to change things up and start with the boys.
Ooh.
Oh. So think
We
about
are going to
it.
go with Noel.
Yeah, help us, Susie.
I think it's true.
True. And Jeff, true or false?
Wendy, I'm going with true. Other way.
True. Ryan?
True.
And
True.
I'm going false.
false.
One answer.
All right. Susie?
False on
False.
Pete's side.
I think false too.
False.
as
Well, guys, the answer is indeed false.
Oh.
Is it because there's 12?
Calendar Islands, because when Sir Francis Drake sailed into Casco Bay Harbor, he wrote a report that said the islands are as numerous as the days of the year. There are actually 785 islands in Casco.
Wow.
Wow.
So
that-
You are good
So
on
This number,
that, girl.
that's just number one.
Just number one. That's right.
So points for the ladies and Pete.
Yeah. We are popping your country there.
All right, why don't you read the next question?
There are about 620,000 offshore islands on the coast of Maine. Is that true or false?
So true or false? There are about 6,200 offshore islands on the coast of Maine. So Alex, would you like to guess first?
False again.
False again. And Susie?
False.
EB?
I'm going with true.
True. Ryan?
False.
Oh,
Me too.
Noel, your false?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jeff?
Wendy, I'm going with true.
True. Locked in. Well, I am sorry, Jeff and Pete. The answer is false.
Damn.
There are only about 3,166 offshore islands, and only about 1,200 of them are more than an acre in size. So, points.
Wow.
The ladies, Noel and Ryan.
Okay.
Question number 3.
Islands counted for about 11,000 of Maine total.
11%. 11%.
11%. Thank you, yes.
So, true or false? Islands account for about 11% of Maine's total area. So, Jeff, let's start with you.
Okay, Whitney. I think that it's true.
True. Ryan?
True.
What?
Nope.
True.
All right, and Pete.
I'll go true.
And Alex.
I'm gonna stick with true.
True. And Susie.
False.
Ooh.
False. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Pete, you should have stuck with true because the answer is true.
Mwah, mwah.
Not have any background information on that answer.
Just kidding.
All right, last question, and it is not true or false.
Thank you, Rick.
Is it worth more multiple points?
Oh, right.
Yes, it does.
How many?
10.
10?
If we get it right. If we don't, 5.
Like for the closest we're going over.
And if you get it wrong.
Right.
So let's
How-
recap. 10 points for if
Whoa.
you get it exactly correct,
Come
right?
on.
Right.
And
That is a
then
mistake.
5 points to whoever is closest.
Wow. Let's go.
Question.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Mount Desert is Maine's longest island. Largest island. Can you guess how many thousands of people live there? A hint. There. A hint. It's a number between 1 and 20.
So Mount Desert is Maine's largest island. And how many thousands of people live there? Hint, it's a number between 1 and 20.
Okay.
I think
We are going to start with Alex.
Yep.
Go
Go ahead.
with me. This is a hard one. 8.
8. Susie,
I'm thinking 20, girl.
20.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm going to go with 9.
9. Ryan,
7.
7.
Ooh.
Jeff,
I think I'm gonna go with 2.
2.
Ooh, that's like the $1 bid in Price is Right.
And Noel,
What, Mom?
4.
Why you?
All right. Well, nobody got it exactly
Ah.
correct, but someone is only 1 number off, and that person is PB.
Oh,
Is 10,000 people live on Mount Desert Island. So Pete gets a whopping
Yeah.
5 points for that
Boom.
question. And Susie, why don't you sing us out so I can do some math?
Okay, girlfriend. Got it. Susie Q. Susie Q. Everyone, Susie Q. Been what? Been what? Oh, yeah.
All right, these scores are in, and we have a new first place winner, but not by much. I'll tell you that. In 5th place, we have Susie with 10 points. We are all down to double digits. In 4th place, we have Jeff with 11 points. In 3rd place, we have Noel with 14 points.
Whoa.
We have a tie for
Whoa.
2nd place, Alex and Ryan with 18 points. And PB
Wow.
in the lead, but only by 1 point, 19. I'm in
Yeah.
1st place.
Take it from 3rd to 1st. Here we go.
Wow, BB, you are so close.
Only have to hold it for 45 more weeks.
Next,
Right.
you're going down.
What's
We'll
the
see
time
about
for?
that. Jeff, want to take us to break?
Yes, Pete. We'll be right back.
We're back. It's time for Noel.
Oh, dancing with Noel Thompson.
Dancing with Noel Thompson. It's the opposite week. Every other week, you get some new dance moves. And we know that some of you are listening to the podcast and not watching. So Susie is going to do play-by-play today.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
He is on the floor. in the doggy way.
Yeah.
And now he's doing the push-ups
Mm-hmm.
and smiling. And wiggle his back. Ew! And his tail.
You're wearing a vintage Strive Rocks 2012 shirt, a VIP shirt, I believe. Oh.
Now he's running. And he's stretching his legs.
Is this just an exercise class?
It's like a
For the dance?
Yeah, I feel like this is like a workout video with Noel.
And now he's singing. He's playing
You've got cereal.
a drum. And now he's doing the stretching up and down. Reaching. And he's washing up floor. He's doing monkey again. And he's doing the greasy moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And
We're done.
now we are done.
All right. Well, Noel, tell us a little bit about when you would use this dance move
At the gym.
at the gym. Okay. So not on the dance floor?
Yeah, on the dance floor too.
Okay. What kind of like song is playing when you just break out that?
That was not Kuna Matata. The one with who put the boogity shoe song. Oh, baby man. Yeah.
Baby Man.
Baby.
You
No.
know, baby man.
No, baby man who sang that boogity
Sing it.
boogity shoe. Never seen the guy who took my baby fall in love with me. Yeah.
So if we hear that song and we're out somewhere, we just gotta break it down, do that dance move that everybody just saw.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here first. Anybody have
Heard.
questions for Noel?
Heard by you, Pete.
That's right. Noel, anything else that you would like to say about that?
Happy birthday to anyone who has a birthday this month.
Happy birthday. That's a birthday this month. If you're dancing at your birthday, use that move.
Yeah.
Or not doing the butt dance.
All right. Jeff, let's get out of here. Take us to break.
We'll be right back.
We're back. And what is it time for now?
Me asking the big question.
Jeff asks the big question. All right. Well, here we go. Do you have a big question for us this week?
What is the tallest skyscraper in all of Massachusetts?
Oh,
Ooh.
The tallest skyscraper in all of Massachusetts. That's a hard one.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
All right.
Yes, Pete.
You're asking me?
No, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who would you like to go first?
I think Whitney.
I have
Cadillac Mountain.
no idea.
Oh, come on, Whit.
Let's say the Museum of Science because it has that weird thing on the top of it.
Yeah, and I would say that too because she's on my top left.
All
All
right.
right. Who's up now?
oh yes, the tallest skyscraper in Massachusetts. I think it's the what part of Massachusetts?
Any
Like the
part.
whole state.
Skyscraper. Oh, I think I know. It's not a windmill, but it's the in the circle of the Isle Park. The skyscraper is like a top like heavier than the finger thing with the cup, but a lot taller than the Statue of Liberty.
I'm totally lost. I'm sorry.
No, the skyscraper is a little more taller than
Oh,
That's-
okay.
Liberty.
You know the name of it?
Psychopedia, I think.
Okay. All right. There's Noel's guess.
Yeah.
It's for you, Pete.
I'm gonna go with the Prudential.
What about you, Ed?
Whitney already
Already
went.
Oh, we have Alex next.
I'll Google it.
I don't know what it's called, but there's a building, a really tall building near the end of the Boston Marathon, somewhere near Boylston Street, but I don't know what it's called. That's my guess.
I think right now my guess is Mountain Everest of Sugar Blossoms.
We're talking about buildings.
I have the answer.
Okay,
I
Pete.
was
What is
wrong.
it? What is it?
Ryan, do you have a guess?
I don't know.
Okay. It is not the Prudential Center. That is second. It is the suspense builds John Hancock Tower, which
Oh.
is 790 feet tall. The Prudential Tower is 750 feet tall, followed by
Oh.
the Four Seasons Hotel, 742 feet, etc.
And one more minute.
I do not see any of those other things.
Where does it say where the John Hancock Tower is?
Guys,
Near
Please
Boylston
hold.
Street?
Please hold. 200 Clarendon Street,
guys, the guy
the back bay.
The guy
That's what I was thinking
himself.
of.
I think Alice got that right.
You, Jeff? That makes us
Yeah.
relax.
Alice got that
20 points to Alex.
I think the guy himself is reading.
Nope.
It's
Break, Jeff. Good question.
Thank you,
Is
Whitney.
that the only question today?
Yeah.
All right. Then why don't you take us to break?
Okay, Pete. We'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Listeners like you.
The listener of the week is Sherry Taylor,
Woo!
and she is my aunt.
Yay.
I think
Thank you,
Auntie
Sherry.
Sherry.
Listening.
Thanks for listening, Sherry. And you can
thank
be a
you
listener
for
of the week too.
listening.
Just literally let us know you're listening. Like us on Facebook, leave a comment, leave a review, share the post, any of that good stuff, and you could become our listener of the week. So thanks for listening.
Or listen to you. Yap.
Okay, Jeff, why don't you take us to break?
Okay, Pete. We'll be right back.
Wrap
All right,
It
we're
Up.
back. Yes, Noel, take it away.
It's a tuna club wrap it.
Tuna Club wrap in time for our wrap it up segment, also known as let's just end this. So
Or and it now.
let's end it now. Okay.
Actually,
Anything
it.
we want to talk about in the wrap up?
Not really.
All right.
Maybe we
special
should
thanks
give a big thank you to everybody that participated in our auction.
Mhm.
Absolutely. You want to do that?
yes. Yes,
Thank
we
you for
should.
participating in our auction.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
really
thank
appreciate
you
it.
for everybody that
Okay.
bid, that donated, that sponsored. Our auction that wrapped up last week was a huge success. So we just wanted to say thank you to all who participated.
And we also want to thank Ethan from Portland Parks and Rec for coming on the show with us. You can go search for Portland Parks, Portland Maine Parks, he stressed, and check out their Instagram page. So thanks to Ethan for coming on with us. Anything else, guys?
Well, Strive is still hiring. So with the sign bonus, still $500 sign bonus.
Yep.
And you can watch
That's-
their job listings, pflstrive.org/employment.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
But you guys.
Already know, man.